Hello, hi. So today I'm going to be talking about homeschooling, yeah, and mainly about homeschooling in India. So, well, the thing is that since this pandemic, and especially in these times, parents have started to think about homeschooling. But before I start to talk about what is homeschooling and how to go about it, I would just like to, kind of a disclaimer I would like to give that homeschooling is not something that I would uh, freely recommend to everyone that go ahead and go start homeschooling. Okay, homeschooling is, uh, before you dive into it, I would say that you should first understand what is homeschooling. You need to, as a parent, you need to do the research. You need to find out how exactly it works and is it going to suit your family? Is it going to work for your family? Right, so there are a lot of things and a lot of factors that you need to think about and study about before you actually dive into it and start thinking about, or if you want to really go ahead with homeschooling. So let's start with the very first question, which is, what is homeschooling? Well, I would say homeschooling is such a broad term. I mean, what is homeschooling? For me, it might be something. For you, it might be totally different. For some other homeschooling parent, it might be something totally else. So, homeschooling is, to just sum it up in one line, I would say it is customized learning. What do I mean by customized learning? Well, customized learning is something which where you can decide and choose the curriculum. You can decide and choose the books, the how to study, what to study, when to study. Uh, you know, the entire process of learning can be customized as per your child's needs, likes, strengths, weaknesses. There are so many factors that I think we should take into consideration before we jump into homeschooling. And a very important factor is that there shouldn't be any negative any kind of negativity before you start it. It shouldn't be something like, oh, we hate schools, oh, we are totally against schooling system, that is the reason we want to start homeschooling. I strongly feel, and with in our case, I would like to share with you all that it all started on a very positive note. So we homeschooled our son. He then experienced school, traditional school, and then he came to us and said that, आई, आपली शाळा त्या शाळेपेक्षा मला जास्ती आवडते. So that is the time that it means that he said that, I feel I prefer our school to our homeschool to the traditional school. And that is the time when we really started to think about it and we took the decision. So I feel that this cannot be one sided. It cannot be one sided, just the parents decision. It is a family decision. You have to sit together and talk and then take the decision. Next thing is that it shouldn't be that you are blaming constantly the education system or the other things, and that is the reason, because that will give a very negative impact on your children, which you do not want. Because okay, there could be flaws in the current system, but there could be flaws even in your homeschool. And come on, I mean, no one is flawless, right? We all have our own share of flaws and mistakes. So it's just that it's a decision. It's a conscious decision that you decide to homeschool. And why you do that, it could vary from, again, parent to parent. It could be because maybe your child is into sports and you're not getting enough time to dedicate for your sports. It could be because maybe your child loves to study certain things and doesn't love to study other things, and he just wants to focus on a certain areas. So it could be that, or it could be simply because you yourselves as parents feel that you all can do a lot more, or you want to just go with the flow, and you want to take it as per your child's pace. So then you take it on a positive note, you sit there, you research, you let your child explore and understand what is homeschooling, and then you take that decision. Okay, so once the decision is made, and then what, then how do you really go about homeschooling? Remember one thing, that homeschooling can be really overwhelming at times. I'm sitting here today and giving this talk. Trust me, I have had my own share of meltdowns and my share of volcanic tantrums and eruptions and a lot of things. And trust me, till date I get my share of nightmares, like whether I'm doing the right thing or not. But I feel that that's okay. I mean, that is what we go through. We are humans, and we have the right to do that. But if you are confident in your own self, in your decision, in your child, then that is the time you can think of diving into homeschooling. Okay, obviously you can talk with other homeschoolers, you can go find out and go research. There are a lot of Facebook pages and Facebook groups where you will get more information, or you can get connected with a lot of homeschoolers. um, so that's that. But no matter how many homeschoolers you talk to, because I'll tell you, I'll share with it from my personal experience. So I spoke with a couple of homeschoolers before I dived into it, and it was really helpful, definitely. But exactly what the senior homeschoolers told me was that at the end of the day, it's going to be your journey. So we have to keep this in mind, that homeschooling is not about comparing and competing and getting overwhelmed with, oh my god, that mom is arranging all the possible Montessori trays, or there are going to be a lot of worksheets, or is it that I have to arrange for a lot of activities? I don't think so. I mean, you have to design and curate and find out a system that will work exclusively for your homeschool, which will work exclusively for your children, for your homeschool, for your family, right? Because you might be working part time, and you might have decided that one of the parent is working full time, other parent is working part time or is a freelancer, and is able to dedicate that time for the child, and is going to study with or learn or teach the child. Or it could be both the parents are working, and while they are working, the grandparents are going to take care of the child. Or I don't know, I mean, it could be a completely different thing for you, right? So all of these things, you need to sit with your partner and write it down, and decide what the plan, decide how you want to make your homeschool into, what kind of homeschool it is going to be. And in homeschooling too, then there's unschool, there's homeschool, there's d-school. There are so many things in, even in homeschooling, right? I will be talking about primarily about homeschooling. Okay. Okay, so once the decision is made and you have already decided that yes, you want to go ahead with homeschooling, what next? How do you decide on curriculum? Again, as I had mentioned earlier, it's customizable. So you can choose which curriculum you need to follow. But then the next question that follows is, if I do that, then how does my son decide which board to appear for? And what are the options available? So there is IGCSE, there is NIOS, there is MIOS, and you can also appear for SSC, that's a state board. There are some formalities that one needs to fulfill, and then you can appear for these boards. So that's about appearing for boards. So these are your choices. And I would frankly say that in the earlier ages, toddlers and then the primary years, I don't think you have to really fuss about or worry about which curriculum you need to follow, because it's more, I would say, to go with the flow. So you can have a good mix and match of lot of curriculums. That's what we do. So my son is just 9 years old, and we have a good blend of lot of textbooks and lot of different curriculums, and we mix and match a lot of other books which are not used in any schools. Maybe there could be some encyclopedias or some online curriculums or some online learning resources, and we blend it with our homeschool. So I feel the primary years are the best, and you should just enjoy it. And this is the time you will get to understand truly what your child's strengths and weaknesses are, what your child loves and likes and doesn't like, what is the pace that your child loves to go with. Because you don't need to rush. You don't have to be something like oh, just 1 month left, I need to rush and finish off my English portion or science portion, or EVS portion is pending or something like that. You have to take it as per your own pace, your child's pace. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. Today, if your child wakes up and says that, Mom, today I want to just do some art, you have that freedom to let your child just do art for the entire day, maybe. Or there could be days, we personally have had such experiences where my son just gets up in the morning and he goes like, hey, today I want to learn maybe, I don't know, history. And he just wants to learn history that day. And we have that freedom to just let him read history books, let him read, or let him find out more about history. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. Or there could be times when you're studying, you have probably taught your child something, and you have discovered that he's not probably understanding, she is not probably grasping it, and she needs some more time to understand and to absorb and to implement what she has learned. Come on, you can give that time, right? Because you have that freedom. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. That's what when I say customization, this is exactly what I mean by customization. Yeah, you can customize even the time, not just the books, not just the resources, but even the time. You can give that pace, whatever your child wants. And what I love to call pace, I love to call it the rhythm. Because instead of having timetables and schedules, trust me, in the beginning, even I have had timetables. I mean, I sat with my husband and I was like, how is it going to be? Let's make some big schedules and timetables. And we went on Excel sheets and made some fancy timetables. And oh my God, I went online and I found out some templates for schedules. And then I was like, what am I doing? Why am I creating another school at home? Do I need that? Then it was like all of a sudden enlightenment, and I was like, hey, come on, grow out of it. And instead, let's have like a rhythm. And trust me, the day we took that decision, things just fell into place. I mean, my son just got into the rhythm, and so he's an early riser. He wakes up early. and he in the morning he goes on terrace for some walks and Surya Namaskar, and then he is back, and then we start studying. We learn a couple of things, and then afternoons we keep for research. So whatever we have studied, or whatever he wants to research, or whatever he wants to find out more about or read more, and he's a big reader. He loves reading, so afternoons is for that. And earlier, when kids were going out and about, he used to go and play tennis or football or swimming. But today, in these 6 months lockdown period, it's been at home working out or playing online with his other friends, other homeschooling friends, or other friends and cousins via the Zoom or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is the rhythm that we decided to follow because it suits my child. But there could be some families which prefer studying post lunch, maybe in the afternoons, because maybe that is their productive time. So again, when you want to study, how you want to study, how you want your timetable to be, it can be customized, it can be made as per your requirements. Okay, so just, I mean, remember one thing, that homeschooling is not going to be about comparing with other families and thinking about, oh my god, they are studying from, I don't know, some amazing books, or I don't know, I mean, and you go like, how am I going to do that, or oh come on, let's order those books for our children too. I don't think so. You need to worry about such things. This is truly your exclusive homeschool. So just go ahead and decide. Sit with your, if you are thinking of homeschooling, and if you really want to homeschool, I would say is, sit with with your family members. You have siblings, you want to homeschool both the children, or you want to just start with one and another one will join. I don't know, I mean, you, that's your call. But if you have made that decision, you will need to first sit all together and chalk out all these different things for you, and then start homeschooling. Okay. uh, then there are many questions about homeschooling. There are questions about resources, there are questions about socialization, there are questions about exams and Olympiads. I'm gonna cover it all up, but today's video is going to be primarily about what is homeschooling. So I think I'm going to end my video, and I don't want to make it too lengthy, because I have understood that, over over 20 minutes, and people don't really, you lose, kind of, you lose the people, your viewers. But so just to keep your interest, and just to make you all understand, so just listen to this video, and then you go ahead and find out and research more. And today is Thursday. Next Thursday, again at the same time, I will talk about the resources and how to give the boards, or the exams or Olympiads which are eligible, where you are eligible, and how to go about it. Yeah, so that's about homeschooling. And it's a beautiful journey, you don't have to worry. But all that I'm trying to say is, don't just dive into it. And uh, it's not for everyone. It's not like everyone can start homeschooling all of a sudden, but anyone can homeschool. Okay. That's about it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this video is helpful for you all. Thank you so much, and Hakuna Matata. Bye. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to end my live video. Okay, this is the first time I'm doing the YouTube live, and oh my god. Okay, share. So it's done, I hope. Mm-hmm.